Hi, I'm Brad Wild from the Go Wild team at RE/MAX. If you're thinking about selling your house in Guelph, watch this quick video. I'm going to talk to you about the current market conditions and how that's going to impact you as a seller. So October was a really strong market for the Guelph real estate market. We saw active number of inventory drop by 18%, while sales increased by 16%. So what that means is despite the colder weather we've been having, we're actually continuing to go into a hotter, stronger seller's market with increasing demand and decreasing inventory. And if we look at prices, for average sale price for all housing types in Guelph, that was up 14% from last October. So that's the highest year-over-year appreciation we've seen so far in 2019. And then going and looking at each different housing type, they're all up dramatically, with the big winner being condo-style apartments. And the last thing we'll look at is our months of inventory. So remember, that's our supply and demand for the market. That determines if we're in a seller's, balanced, or buyer's market. And we dropped to 1.62 months of inventory. So that's down dramatically from 2.29 months of inventory that we had last year, which means we're going into a stronger seller's market. In fact, that's the lowest it's been all year, which means October so far for 2019 has been the strongest seller's market. Typically, this time of year, we're now into November and we've had our first major snowfall. Usually at this time, we start to see buyers and sellers' mindsets get redirected towards the holidays. People start focusing on that and stop thinking about purchasing or selling their house. However, so far this year, that hasn't happened. So far, we've seen inventory continue to drop into November, but buyer demand has remained as strong, which means we're going into a further stronger seller's market, creating an excellent opportunity for people thinking to sell their houses. Usually this time of year, we'd be recommending, if you're thinking about selling your house, well, hold off until the new year when things pick up again. However, this year, we're actually encouraging sellers to get their house on the market ahead of the new year before we see a lot more inventory and competition come on in January. Now, for some people, the thought of having their house listed close to the holidays just isn't realistic. They don't want to deal with the hassle of having showings and viewings and keeping their house perfect while they still have family events and everything like that. And if that's the case, that's absolutely fine. But I would encourage you to think about listing your house really early in the first quarter of 2019. Typically, when we see a really strong fall market push right through to the end of the year, it means we're going to have a really active first quarter. And you're better to get your house listed in early January or February when there's not a ton of seller competition on the market, opposed to waiting till March or April when most of the other listings are going to come out. Now, for someone who's thinking about selling an investment property or just a house that's kind of close to the University of Guelph, your best 3 months to sell that house are going to be December, January, and February. And the primary reason is that's when all of the student parents start looking for investment properties for their kids. They like to purchase in the early winter so that they have a lot of time to rent the property out before the May 1st rental term. If you have any questions about selling in the Guelph real estate market, please comment below, and you can click the link below to download a full market report. Thanks and have an excellent day.